Begin with our equation, 1/2 SAN, and we can fill in the pieces that we know from that. We have the length of the sides S, which is 6.2. We don't know the apothem measure, but we know the number of sides N is 14. So all we need to do is find this measure, and we can complete this calculation. Okay, so again, you do not need to draw the whole 14 sides of this polygon. All you need is a reference triangle, because this reference triangle, which will be isosceles, is going to repeat itself how many times around the center? 14. So again, the way that you'll always see me kind of work through this, I'll assign n to be 14 here to help remind me. And then we can find the apothem by drawing that in. When we draw in our altitude to this triangle, we form a right triangle. We know that it's going to cut this opposite side into 2 equal pieces. So if the whole thing was 6.1 or 6.2, the piece of this right triangle that's cut off will be 3.1. Okay, and then the altitude of that reference triangle is the apothem measure. And so all we need to do is find what this angle is. Well, the whole angle, the whole vertex angle of this entire isosceles triangle is 360 divided by 14. Okay, so if we take that measure, so 360 over 14, we get about 25.7. So that's the whole thing, and when we draw in this altitude, what's it going to do to that vertex angle of 25.7? It's going to cut it in half again, right, or as well. So if we take half of that, we get each of these, or we get each of these two halves of the vertex angle to be about 12.9. And so in solving for this value A, we have a known angle, a known side opposite, and an unknown adjacent side. So if you look at opposite and adjacent, which trig ratio relates those two pieces? Tangent. So we know that the tangent of this angle 12.9 has to equal opposite 3.1 over adjacent A. Solve for A, so we can do that by multiplying both sides by A to get the A out of the denominator, and then isolate the A completely by dividing by the tangent of this angle measure, about 12.9. Those cancel, and so here we get our answer 3.1 over the tangent of 12.9. And so we can now just complete our calculation. So we have 0.5 times 6.2, the length of the side, times 3.1 divided by the tangent of 12.9, or actually, let me use the exact answer. Again, make sure you use your exact answers until the final solution when you write it down. And that's all times the number of sides, 14. And that's going to give us our total area, 589.5 approximately. Okay, it's in centimeters, it's an area, so it's two-dimensional measurement, so squared centimeters.